Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kseniya and I make videos for people who are going through the family immigration process. I'm not an immigration attorney. My videos are based on publicly available information, my own experience, and the experience of my subscribers. And the purpose of my channel is to give you guys the confidence to go through this process completely on your own. In today's video, we're going to talk about biometrics appointment. One of you reached out to me and kindly asked that I make a video about biometrics, which is honestly, in my opinion, the least stressful part of the entire immigration process. The biometrics appointment is the natural next step after you file your immigration packet. And even if you have done biometrics in the past, I do think that you will find this video useful because in the second half of this video, I will be answering some of the most common questions that I see about biometrics. So like I said, the biometrics appointment is the least stressful part of the entire process, and for most applicants, it only takes about 15 minutes. The way that biometrics works is that once you receive a biometrics appointment notice, you will have to show up at the address listed on this notice at the time that they request you to come. Once you show up to your appointment, you will walk in, you will check in with the first person at the door who will check your appointment notice and your identity documents, and then you will proceed to the second person who will actually scan your appointment notice and will assign you a line order. Next, you will proceed to the seating area where you will wait for your line number. And once your number comes up, you will go to the next person who will then take your actual biometric data. So they will take your photograph, they will scan all 10 of your fingers for fingerprints, and then they will have you sign a digital signature. Once the person finishes collecting your information, you will be all set and you can go home or back to work wherever you came from. You will not be asked any questions. This is not an interview, so you really won't have to prepare for it in any kind of way. Just make sure that you bring all the documents that are listed on the appointment notice. And there's only two. One is the appointment notice itself, and two, a form of identity document. For most applicants, it would be their passport. Now let's answer some of the most common questions that people have about biometrics. When will it be scheduled? So USCIS recently have been scheduling biometrics very early in the process. Typically within a couple of weeks to a month after you file all your forms, you will be already scheduled for biometrics. Make sure to check your online USCIS account quite frequently prior to being scheduled for biometrics, because there is a chance that you will get a biometrics appointment notice uploaded into your online USCIS account before you actually receive a physical appointment in the mail. Some applicants have received their biometrics appointment notices as late as one day before their biometrics, or even after the biometrics, and they realize that they actually missed their appointment. That is why it is so important to continue to log into your USCIS account to make sure that you don't miss your biometrics appointment. What happens if you do end up missing your biometrics appointment? Some applicants have had luck in showing up to their local application support center where their original appointment was supposed to be held and asked to be accepted for biometrics. And in a lot of cases, a walk-in appointment actually works, as long as you can demonstrate to them that you missed an appointment at no fault of your own. But what happens, for example, if you need to reschedule your appointment because the time that they assigned to you doesn't actually work for you? You can easily reschedule your biometrics appointment in your online USCIS account. There is a button in your account which says reschedule your biometrics. It is a simple and easy tool. They will give you options on when you would like to hold your new biometrics appointment. But one important note that I want to make for you guys is prior to rescheduling your biometrics appointment, you should still download and print out the original biometrics appointment notice that you have, because once you reschedule your biometrics appointment online, your appointment notice will be replaced with a new appointment notice and you won't be able to retrieve the original one. If your biometrics are rescheduled, USCIS wants you to bring both the old and the new appointment notices with you. You cannot, however, use the online tool if you have already rescheduled the biometrics appointment 2 or more times, if you're trying to reschedule a biometrics appointment that is within 12 hours, or if your biometrics appointment has already passed. Let's talk about change of name. If you changed your name, such as your last name, on your applications, but your passport and your other identity documents still show your maiden name, for example, you can still go to your biometrics appointment, but you will need to bring your marriage certificate with you to show that you are indeed using a changed name. And the other thing about names is during the biometrics appointment, if USCIS notices, or if you notice that there is a mistake in your name, for example, it is misspelled, you will not be able to make any adjustments during the biometrics appointment because that is not the job of the application support center. However, you will need to contact USCIS to make sure that your name is properly spelled on your paperwork or adjusted if necessary. Next question is, what do you wear to this appointment? You do not have to wear anything specific or formal. USCIS doesn't really have any particular requirements of what you need to wear, but in my personal opinion, you shouldn't wear anything with a hood, like a hoodie. Try not to wear anything white, and also make sure that your shoulders are covered. Again, that is not a USCIS requirement, but that's just my personal opinion. The next question is, does it mean that my work permit will be approved soon? So just because your biometrics appointment is scheduled very quickly does not mean that you will soon get an approval on your work permit or your travel permit or both. It all depends on your personal case as well as the processing center that's processing your case. For example, if you have an RFE on your case as well as an invitation for biometrics, you still have to attend the biometrics appointment, but USCIS will not make any movements on your case until after they receive your response to their request for evidence. In some cases, however, I have seen people's advanced parole or employment authorization approved only one day after their biometrics appointment. The next question is, does my spouse or petitioner have to come with me? Absolutely not. You can go to this appointment completely on your own. It is, like I said, a very quick appointment. They're not going to be asking you any kind of questions, no interviews. They will simply look at your documents and collect your biographic data. If, however, you don't really speak English that well or you don't understand English instructions, it may be worth to bring your petitioner or someone else with you who speaks English who can help translate for you. And the final question is, what do I do after my biometrics appointment? And the short answer is nothing. You really don't have to do anything. Once your biometrics are collected, you simply have to wait for USCIS to take the next step on your case, such as, for example, approve your employment authorization or approve your green card with or without an interview, or maybe they will send you an RFE. So I hope that this video was useful for you. It answered some of the questions that you may have about biometrics. If you have any additional questions about biometrics, you can ask them in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!